welcome back to this edition of Internet Pastor Television. I am the Internet Pastor, and we're going to continue right along here with the Doctrines of Atheism. And this is the second in the series, and this concerns the doctrine of elitism. By allowing comments on my blogs and YouTube channels for the last few years, a common belief structure has emerged. And I've been able to isolate 5 doctrines of atheism. There are many more lesser doctrines, that need more time to surface. But for now, this is enough. So let's begin with how dictionary.com defines elitism. The belief that certain persons or members of certain classes or groups deserve favored treatment by virtue of their perceived superiority, as in intellect, social status, or financial resources. That's dictionary.com's #1 definition of elitism. Well, there you have it. The doctrine of elitism. Now, I don't make this accusation without proof. I have received thousands of comments from the apologists of the religion of atheism who openly and proudly display the doctrine of elitism for all the world to see. Non-atheists who watch the show from the sidelines are amazed at the flaming arrogance of these elitists' thought structure that emerges immediately in the comment section of my articles. There are, many examples. Here's a few. We're not going to reveal the identity of any of them, though. So here we go. If I found a moment where the degree of stupidity was limited, I would be obliged to respond. I may, however, create a video response for the amusement of myself and everyone else. Here's #2. How the hell do you have the nerve to question evolution when we have biological proof on top of over 300 years of physical data collated from just about every single branch of science? Okay, and here's another one. Did you even attend school? That's a very typical response from the elitist atheists. Here's another one. Rational thought requires evidence. Your beliefs do not. Therefore, somewhere along the way, if you ever had it to begin with, you lost the power of rational thought and now clearly no longer even know what it is. That's another typical response. And here's another one. I'm surprised you can even spell the word intelligence. And here's another one. Ken Ham? Ha 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 ha. Are you serious? Who's next? Kent Hovind? Ha ha. Oh, come on. How about you find me a real scientist who's actually submitted work for peer reviews? Again, that's another example of elitism. And here's another one. Don't disrespect, or rather no disrespect, but I wouldn't read any book written by a creationist, as it would no doubt be full of lies. Here's another one. I couldn't possibly deny the irrefutable evidence for evolution like your sort shamefully do. Again, that's elitism. There's no such thing as creation scientists. These men aren't scientists. They're shady, misleading religious entrepreneurs. Again, another example of elitism. Instead of pointlessly trying to discredit evolution, how about you give us some evidence to warrant your underdeveloped, primitive beliefs? Now, that would be a novel idea. There's another example. And here's another example. Writing moronic books and making retarded videos doesn't count as being busy. Again, elitism. And another one. Yes, I have a son, which is more than you will ever have. Just because your colossal ego can't handle the fact that you are made of animal cells, although I've seriously encountered more intelligent plants, doesn't make change a thing. That again from an elitist atheist. Here's another one. If you reject evolution by natural selection, then don't go to a modern Western hospital. Again, that's elitism. Another one, you admit to having no scientific credentials, and you did then defer to someone else, Hovind, who actually has no scientific credentials. His degrees were from unaccredited degree mills. Again, that is elitism. Another one, in any case, Hovind has no scientific education either. He got his degrees from a non-accredited degree mill and taught at a non-accredited private school. That is elitism. You can't even separate from dirt and being. You must really be a good scientist. Why don't you shut up and go back to your little world? That being the final example of elitism I will give you here today. And you can see where the doctrine just just flows out of these people. You know, these comments represent 90% of the groupthink that prevails in the religion of atheism, and is indicative of the mainstream belief structure cemented within the religion. They're smarter than everyone else. Only the indoctrination, education they received is worthy of any serious consideration. Only their word definitions are legitimate, and only their liberal lifestyle, no matter how destructive, is worthy to aspire to. It is the existential paradigm of atheism and the doctrine of elitism provides the mental and social justification for taking God out of the paradigm and fortifying the delusion bubble that keeps reality from setting in. We are wonderful. We are animals. It's all about us. We are atheists. And that is the general perception that that people on the outside of the delusion bubble get from the persons operating within the delusion bubble of atheism. And so we move on to number 3 in our next teaching. So thank you for watching this edition of Internet Pastor Television.